You just gotta love a town that boasts of having the world's smallest police station. Carabel is just a unique small town with great fishing and, of course, a historic lighthouse. The Carabel Lighthouse Association is a great group of local citizens who love the lighthouse and their town. FLA has helped them several times. Some of our member lighthouse groups have helped with expertise, and FLA has supported them with all their preservation efforts. We awarded a grant to move one of the historic outbuildings, called the Wash House, back to the lighthouse property. It's now used as part of the museum. Their latest effort was to bring their historic Fresnel lens back home. Joan Mady is the curator and program director.
The tower was decommissioned in 1995, which was only a few months shy of its 100th birthday, which we all thought was rather sad. And so the Carabel Lighthouse Association forms in '99, and in the early 2000s, they're working on getting the grants required to save the tower, have it repainted. It was such an old rust bucket. And they also tried to get the original lens back from the Coast Guard, but were denied back in the 2000s. And we do have a handwritten document showing that the lens was removed in the 70s because it had a mercury leak in the base, and it was taken out and taken to the 8th District office, which was in New Orleans and still is. So we knew where it was, we knew it was ours, and I began making some special requests. I think we got 3 no's total, including the early folks that were trying to get it back in the turn of the 2000s. And then finally some wonderful things occurred. A person talked to somebody who had a connection that enabled us to receive the lens, and that was in 2019, and we were pretty amazed. So here she is. He is. I don't know what gender to call it, but it's a beauty. It's an art and engineering amazing accomplishment. This is a 4th order clamshell bivalve. There's not too much damage to it. There's a few chips giving it character. There is some spots in the back where it was ground down, possibly because of the change to electric apparatus might have been touching, the prisms, and so there's some ground down spots. But overall, this base was a military gray, and our lampist told me to paint it the hunter green, which it would have had in the 1890s. So we did do that. And considering all the science behind what this thing does, and all of those kinds of things need to be interpreted, and we were thrilled that we had the savings to get a lampist hired and get this lens brought back from New Orleans to us. And then we were lucky to have the support of the Florida Lighthouse Association. So from here out, we can start coming up with plans for programming and interpretation. We had always had this little picture that showed that on the brass here, it's engraved with a very lovely script that says Henri Lepeau. But we didn't, and we saw Paris 1894, but we didn't see that it had 6 Rue Lafayette, Paris. It even has the address, of where it was made. And Kurt's thought, because he's had a lot of experience, is that because it had this very fancy inscription on it, that it could have been on exhibit. Like there were a lot of World's Fairs where they brought out beautiful lenses to show people, because this was the European technology that was really happening. We're really fortunate to have the Florida Lighthouse Association, and we've done a lot of great projects with help from their support. And this is one of the biggest ones, of course. There's been a great community response. I mean, people in the town of Carabel have known for years that we wanted to get our lens back, and people who were going to write their congressman, and finally it just took sort of a special person who knew somebody that made it all happen in the long run. So we're proud that we had raised our own money to do quite a bit, and then we're lucky that we have the Florida Lighthouse Association to help us keep this going. And anybody in the community that loves lighthouses, that can look at this beautiful piece of art and engineering. The Florida Lighthouse Association has been invaluable in that the money that they're collecting from the vanity license plates, there's just shows you how many people out there in the community absolutely love lighthouses and have a special feeling for them. And so it's because of the partnership that we can have with, I mean, it's a partnership with the Florida Lighthouse Association, but it really is a partnership with the community because all that money came from people. And Florida Lighthouse Association is just sort of the channel to move that money to all of the lighthouses that people love and want to preserve.